Hi there! Welcome to episode 6 of Gilganos playing Dawntrail. Last time, we fought Jaja, finally, and we won. I think so. You know, if he hadn't, like, pulled out at the last second, he's gonna be like, I don't wanna lose. No, you win, so let's just stop here, when he was, like, when I had him on his knees. So, yeah, he totally surrendered to me, of course, and then, what else did we do? Oh yeah, we were trying to... No, actually we did. We did convince Fonfontaine to become a Potzorn. For the glory of Garlem, for the glory of Vuklamat, I guess. Is it all we did last time? Wow, that's not a lot. Well, I guess we're in the midst of the feat of Pots. Let's go! Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Aw, I hit the ledge. Ouch! Locally, no. Your sin hero falls to death right in front of temple. Dang, I forgot to put on the music again. Stop screaming at me, stop shouting at me. I only turn off the music, like when I'm watching a stream or anything besides. And I always have the music on when I'm playing MSQ, don't worry. Or when I go into trials or anything. I only disable the background music whenever I do daily hunts and leveling roulettes and stuff like that. So, and I always turn it on if I get a good trial, don't worry. I know how good the music is in this game. The shape of peace. Vuklamat thinks it's time to gather her allies for the road ahead. There is an S missing. I think. And an apostrophe. I still haven't had one bite of Namika's food thanks to Papa's nonsense, so I'm going back to finish my plate before I head out. Oh yeah, I was like, did she actually already eat at some point? Because she didn't get any of the tacos, right? And don't think we really ate something since then. Then again, I think we ate something at the Many Fires, right? Or Many Flames, or whatever it's called. If otherwise, ask everyone to meet at the Forard Cabins. Come and join us after you've had a moment to recover, eh? Sorry, I have the habit to talk really quickly, even though English isn't my native language. I also talk kind of quickly in German, though, so I mean, that's... And I always need to remember myself, slow it down a little. Especially because I stumble upon my own words when I talk too quickly. And then nobody can understand me anyways. Piano. Gilganos, piano. Damn it, Papa. What, it was fun. Oh yeah, of course we didn't tell her. Oh yeah, actually, we didn't just fight him, but Jaja told us that this contest, as I kind of suspected, when I said that Vuklamat shouldn't be worried about what she's achieved so far, because this contest is what should be making her worthy of the throne, right? It's not like if she already was worthy of the throne, if there was already a contestant worthy of the throne in Jaja's eyes, then why would he even do the contest, right? He could just be naming his successor and be done with it, right? He kind of confirmed that. And that he was saying that he also thinks that all of the contestants, all of the promises, and of course also Jaja, are lacking and are not fit to rule. After he asked us what our opinion was, and I was like, yeah, no, none of them on their own is like fit to rule, right? So the contest in his eyes is actually not to choose an ear, but to cultivate one, was his own words. And he said that if nobody actually impressed him by the end of the contest, that he wouldn't yield his throne. Which is interesting, because I'm just now thinking like, I think that's very smart of him, because so he can assure that someone who does follow his mindset more or less will be following him on the throne. Downside though is I don't think Zoralja and Jaja will accept that. So I kind of think that if that is going to happen, that Zoralja or Jaja will win the contest, which actually I think is kind of possible right now. Now with that revelation, I think it is possible that Vuklamat will not actually become Dawn's servant, or at least not through the contest, but through other means afterwards, right? I kind of feel like Zoralja and Jaja might team up to kill Jaja. Because then they do need an ear, right? I mean, they might not team up, they might just try to kill him separately, right? Although I'm not sure. Will Jaja really kill his father? I don't know. But for certain, Jaja would probably try it, right? But then again, Galul Jaja is very strong, so I would assume that maybe they team up and maybe together they can fight him, right? And then it would just be like, yeah, I mean, somebody needs to sit on the somebody needs to sit on the throne, right? So who would it be? Well, so I mean, Sarulja would probably be the most popular one, right? So, and he also has the army behind, the army of Tuliolal behind his back, right? So it would basically be a coup, a military coup. Oh, you also call it putsch. Nice, a military putsch. I guess that's a German word that found its way into English. So I can totally see that being a possibility here, that Galul Jaja will die. And not of natural cause. Isn't that gonna be interesting? But yeah, let's see what will happen next. We still have 4 gems to go. No, actually, we're still missing the third one, right? We still need to bring Fonjontaine to Earthenshire. And we still need to make it safely, because we know that Bakul Jaja will try to steal somebody else's Potsthorn. However, that's gonna work. I mean, he can't, like... Well, I guess he can just be like, if you don't... I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Is that it? You're all set to go? I left Eorzea prepared to travel in search of work, so I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. You only worked for them like 1 day. Come on. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fonjontaine. Shall we depart for Earthenshire then? A word before you go. That's, what was his name? One from Kozamauka that made the eye that repaired the float. Vuk Evu. I know that, of course. Oh yeah, he had the same first name as Vuklamat, which I still think is interesting. Don't know if that has to say anything, but it is interesting. What are you doing here? Ah, I spent my days correcting manners, and here I am perpetrating the grave offense to delaying the third promise's departure. Smack him in the face. Please, take up your axe and rend my flesh onto taku meat. Yeah, just do it, come on, at this point. Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. What was that all about? Don't worry, it's a thing between those two. I'd come to the city to purchase supplies when I spotted your entourage getting ready to leave. You seek the City of Gold, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. It's the final step of the rite of succession. If only you knew. If you know anything about the subject, I'd love to hear it. Then allow me to be of service. As you know, legends of the Golden City have been passed down in Tural for 1,000 years. So what happened 1,000 years ago? Why exactly 1,000 years? Oh, that's probably why they chose this time, because it looks like they make a jump. The sixth Umbral era seems to have been like 1,500 years ago. Oh, that was the War of the Magi between Mach and Amdapor, right? And Nim? Oh, I didn't know there was two. Yeah, oh, Mach against Amdapor and Nim, right. And then it just states 6th Astral Era 233. Kind of weird, because it says around 5,000 years ago, and then around 1,500 years ago, and then suddenly it switches to the Eorzean calendar, which I have no idea when year 0 is in the Eorzean calendar. Seems the calamity was around the year 1572? Interesting. So, okay, so it's around 1,600 years ago, the year 0, right? So if you go 1,000 years back, that would be the year 600 for the Eorzean calendar. It says here around the year 500 was when in Kurthus the Ellison king named Thordan I covered the dragon's source of power, their eyes. So all of that happened in that time span. But I don't think there was anything that would have been of interest to Tural, probably. And then there's nothing until the year 800. I don't think there was anything of importance happening in Eorzea at this point. Right? What happened 1,000 years ago? I mean, it's probably when the Golden City was sealed, right? In the launch trailer, there was this scene where you saw Lalafels running into this door and the door being sealed, which I assume is the Golden City being sealed. So that probably was like 1,000 years ago. I don't think there was like a calamity happening then. At least not in Eorzea. Who knows what happened over here? I mean, I guess the calamity would have affected the whole source, the whole of its theories, right? But then again, it might have been some Ascian doings, right? I'm still positive that there will be some Ascian shenanigans in this expansion, or at least some past Ascian shenanigans that we get to know about. Yet when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest it is more unassuming and owes the name to a fabulous treasure hidden at its heart. Every telling, however, has a common thread. Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return, probably because they can't get out anymore. I mean, it doesn't mean that nobody ever found it, right? It just means that they can't get away from it for some reason. And if we assume that the city is indeed being sealed for some reason, that doesn't necessarily... Well, being sealed would mean that nobody could get in, but it might just mean that nobody can get out. Which is gonna be interesting. Right? Because it might be that we just, at the halftime of the expansion, we're gonna find the City of Gold, we're gonna get in, but then we need to find a way out again. Wouldn't that be fun? The lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to court death. I must implore you to proceed with the utmost care. Again, just because they don't return doesn't mean they're dead. That is all I wish to say. I shall pray for your safe journey. Thank you, Book Ebu. That would probably mean that Prior's grandfather would be there, right? If he's still alive. He might be still alive and in the City of Gold. If what I theorized just now is true, that, you know, like, it's like a black hole, basically. Although a black hole would, of course, crush anybody who got too close, of course. Well, actually, it wouldn't crush them, it would, you know, like, tear them apart, I guess. Which isn't necessarily better, but yeah. But, you know, you can probably get in but not get out. What are we to make of these cautionary tales? If every expedition has ended in tragedy, how then did the Dawn Servant find the city and return without incident? Probably because he didn't go in. Oh, so he was with Galuf, probably. When was that? That wasn't like 80 years ago, right? That was much more recent. So maybe he and Galuf... Maybe Galuf was one of his companions? I don't think so. But maybe Galuf and the Dawn Servant were actually looking for the City of Gold and they found it. And then maybe there was something like, maybe Galul Jaja was like, I don't trust this, and Galuf was like, oh, no, yeah, I want to go in. Or it was like, kind of like, I don't know, they were like, okay, I'll go in, and if I don't come out, don't come in, or whatever, you know? It seems the legend originated with the Yokhui. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. A lead we shall follow in time. First, let us see Fonchampagne safely into the Mobbin's care. It teleports me? Please teleport me. Meanwhile, in Kozamoka.
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be hard.
Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the Resilient Sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
I don't trust him.
Those who prove useful will have all the land they desire.
I feel actually maybe Soralja or Sarolja, you know, the one with S, the other one that's trailing him, might actually be the one teaming up with Bakul Jaja to kill Galul Jaja, now that I think about it, because I don't think Soralja would usurp his, well, maybe he would usurp his father, but probably, I don't know. I don't know him well enough. But I think he might be hesitant, and then maybe he gets backstabbed by the other one, because the other one surely is a power-hungry little prick.
Such generous words, yet the manner in which he speaks them.
Sarilja. Yeah, it doesn't sound like he would feel you're very useful, I have to say.
If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
He doesn't even know. That's interesting. Huh. Oh, surprise.
Step aside.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
Nope. But how would that even work?
Do not be foolish, Bakul Jaja.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones.
Interesting that he said
And
I.
besides, it's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head.
Oh, and you are not arrogant at all, right?
The Dawntrail may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth.
He reminds me, Sarulja, reminds me a lot about the what is it, the Red Prince in Divinity Original Sin 2, right? Looks exactly the same with the, well, of course, the Red Prince was red and not blue, but very much reminds me of that, of him.
Only a two-head is fit to rule. Only we are worthy.
Now he said we.
Draw your weapon.
They, I guess.
Face me in battle and learn your place.
A moment, first promise. Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
I'd like to see how this goes, but I probably won't.
Too scared to make the first move? Then allow me.
I think Sarulja wins this by a landslide. Yeah, see.
But he's just a runt.
Stun locked. Shell shocked.
My thanks for your restraint.
You could have
I
just
can
killed
kill
him.
whenever I please.
Yeah, exactly. Dramatic music.
Your part in this is far from over.
Here, have some shimmer and go against the others. Look at the falling leaves. The falling leaves tell a story. Happy music! Yay! We're back, and we've brought with us a willing Potson. This is Fonfontaine, a talented goldsmith who once worked at Eshtime's Aesthetics in Uldar. Wonderful! Impressive! You're first to return, third promise. Well, that surprises me. Well, then again, we already knew who to get. Well, I already knew who to get, but okay. We knew where to get him, I guess. And with an artisan from across the salt, no less. We welcome you and your unique skills to Erkenshire. Help Hand will show you to the work pot. Hey, you got your own potty. This is it then. I look forward to hearing you proclaimed Dawn Servant. Thank you, Fonfontaine. I'll be sure not to disappoint you. Don't worry, we'll visit you. Once, maybe. You have met the requirements of the Feet of Pots. Ready Rock presents your keystone with joy smiles and well-wishing. It's a blue one. That makes 3. More Potswan candidates. Come tell Ready Rock your tales. Another feat accomplished, another keystone acquired. So what about Bakul Jaja then? How will they make the feat? Or will it just skip this and follow us anyways? I mean, in the end, they just... No, I mean, the one who opens the gate is the one who would win the contest, right? And for that, you do need all the keystones. Oh ho ho, you are doing well. I expected nothing less of Soralja's esteemed siblings. Your cleverness in particular is most admirable, Second Promise. We must have you apply that Sharlayan knowledge you so cherish and arm Tural with weapons of Magitech design. I don't think Sharlayan has weapons of Magitech design. That's Garlemald. In your role as the new Dawn Servant's chief advisor, of course. The tools of war hold no interest for me. I wish only to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice about testing our strength once Tuliolal is known for its advanced technology. Just as the Garlean Empire was deterred from invading Sharlayan. That may well be true, but how long will it take Tuliolal to progress to this advanced state? How many years? With a collective commitment to education and hard work, it should not take so very... Your way is too slow. Easier to expand our territory and swallow Sharlayan whole. How? Why does he think he would be able to do that? You know, like wishes and willings and whatever. On the one side. But does he have the army to do that? I don't think so. I mean, attacking Sharlayan would mean, you know, like everybody in Eorzea is gonna come to their help, right? I wonder how he plans to do that. It's not gonna be just, you know, like, oh, we're gonna lead our army around the world. I don't think they have such a huge army that they could be doing that. At least not as a guaranteed success. So he might still be planning something else, right? Oh yeah, of course they think that... Oh yeah, of course they think that the inside of the Golden City lies something of power, right? A thing of power that he could probably use. I remember. Conquer other nations through force of arms, and you're looking at the future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire. Then we keep fighting until the mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons, until all have grown tired of loss. Makes no sense, but okay. Well, it kind of makes sense, but I mean, come on. How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you propose is a mockery of peace. Ready Rock is reminded of days long ago. In the time before Tuliolal, there were no pot pacts for the pot zone. It was normal to grab snatch artisans and force them to work for mobbies. Until the day Galul Jaja arrived, the families of the grab-snatched pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Mobbies are not a war-make people. We feared death had come for us, but Galul Jaja just wanted to talk. Be at ease. We are here to trade words, not blows. The goldwork crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. A goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit is devoid of luster. Compare that now to the works of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations, and they shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true?
And so began the custom of good living. Happy Potson make good works, and good works make mobbies happy.
Aww.
Galul Jaja's words were wise. Choice smiles did indeed bring fine craft and much jingleshine.
So the head of reason was behind the forging of pot pacts.
Yes, reason and clever think changed Mobby's way of life.
The first promised tires of your talk of olden days, he would rather look to the future and the next feat. What was that smile? That grin, that smirk? He should be getting on as well. But cool Judger never did come back, did he?
Do you have a moment, Third Promise? Ragnarok would repay you for hand-helping with Kahe. He brings a tale of the Golden City.
Really? I'd love to hear it.
The towers, the streets, all fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, and everyone in between, they live in golden happiness, a city of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds.
Everything fashioned from gold, eh? Just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I'd like to visit. I don't know, it's talk of the gold. It's too much gold for my liking. You know, like the Midas touch, too much gold is not good. Excuse me, Ragnarok, where did you hear that particular tale?
From our long-time Yokui friends, they lived up in the mountains in Urkopacha.
The giants again. We're on our way there anyways, Cryer. Don't. Don't worry too much over it. Seems everything is pointing us their way. This feat and everything leading up to it has taught me much about the Moblin way of life. I'd be sad to leave Earthenshire and your choice miles behind. Choice miles? You can't even see the choice miles. Well, I guess they're dancing. Can be interpreted as choice miles, I guess. Ah, dang. Right, we should go and see the giants next. The New York Giant. No. Agreed. Golden Mysteries notwithstanding, the village is featured prominently in the saga and is not to be ignored. The Urkopacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there's a road which leads up into the mountains. Let's find that first. I forgot to talk to the others, I'm sorry. We're to meet with the Yokui at last. This road will take us through the mountains to the Urkopacha Highlands. An exhausting route, perhaps, but a straightforward one. One day we're sailing up rivers and the next we're hiking up mountains. That's a pretty interesting country, I have to say. I like it. The Highlands, oh, isn't that what good summer vacation are made of, you know, like a diverse variety of activities. The Highlands are where the Lay of Proof took place, that being Galul Jaja's encounter with the Yokui. But it is also stage for the Lay of Ice, where heroes fought the monstrous Valigamanda. I am most curious to know what the rite will demand of us there. Isn't it gonna be 2? Yeah, it's gonna be 2 feats, right? Looks like the trail is going to get steep from here on in. I hope everyone is ready for some climbing. That promise. I'm glad I caught you. Reddy Rock asked me to bring you back to the village. That's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap by Bakul Jaja. She says there's something she forgot to give you. I doubt that. Huh? Something other than the keystone? Yes, an item of great importance, as I was told. It shouldn't take long. If you would please follow me. And only you, nobody else. It's a trap. I wonder what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. Alvino, please, back me up here. No. Really? He had rather interesting hair for here. Or shall I say Tonabafta? In any case, strange that I never noticed him when we were in Earthenshire. Yeah, right, strange, right? Knowing Wuklamat, she was probably eating sweets behind our backs and forgot to pay the shopkeeper or something equally careless. Yeah, exactly. The man seemed familiar somehow, but I just can't place him. Familiar? I'm eager to continue to the Highlands and meet the Yokui face to face. We've heard much about them, but I'm not entirely sure what to expect. Alright, how long do we have to wait until they realize what's going on? This is taking quite a while. Just keep waiting for now, I suppose. Oh, come on, please. Perhaps there were complications? Well, let us wait a little longer. Come on, please. This is getting a little ridiculous. Did you get lost on the way back to find us? How? There's only one road. I wouldn't underestimate Wuklamat's sense of direction, or lack thereof. Fortunately, she has a link pearl. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? Wow, why didn't you try that before? Or why didn't she say anything? I still wonder where Aura actually have their link pearls, because you cannot see them on the horns, right? He's not responding. Perhaps you should all return to Earthenshire. Was Reddy Rock who had business with her, yes? Nope. It wasn't. They claimed she had, but nope. She will be like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I pray not unto what has befallen the third promise. Something's not right, I can feel it. Well, you're a little late, Alize. She doesn't seem to be here. Nice. I thought Wuklamat was just being her usual impulsive self, but now I'm not so certain.
Back again so soon?
We've come looking for Wuklamat. Did you not send someone to fetch her?
Reddy Rock did not. Neither has she seen the third promise since you were last here.
Then who was that man who came for her? Bagul Jaja. Well, it wasn't Bagul Jaja, but probably someone of his posse. Oh? I thought you'd left already. Where is Lamati? Haha! Pre-watched! Is she not with you? No, she's with Bakul Jaja right now. Or sleeping by the fishes. Or both. You don't know where she is? How could you let that happen? You're the summoner's god. You need to protect the summoner. That thou shouldst worry for thy sister is understandable, yet rather than assign blame, thine energies are better spent on locating her. I will help you search. This is not how I'd wish a fellow claimant to lose the contest, my sister least of all. In that case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. Yumi and I should work together at least. What? Better to facilitate communication between our groups. Why specifically me? I mean, okay, sure. I don't mind. Then the rest of us will split up. Report in should you find anything. We'll be on our way as well. Right, keep in touch. Wait, so it's me alone with him? Interesting. Come, we should begin our search. The Shape of Peace? I didn't even read that quest name, I guess. Yeah, I was kinda wondering why this quest didn't have the last ether current for the region already. And this one doesn't have as well. Interesting. So there must be another one in this region, right? Pona is anxious to begin the search of Vuk-Lamat. If Lamati was returning to Earthenshire from the west, then she should have passed through here. Except Reddy Rock swears she didn't see her. In which case, it is entirely possible that Lamati never made it back to the village at all. The only way to be certain is to ask the sentry stationed at the opposite entrance. If the guard did not see Lamati, then we can be fairly sure she's not in Earthenshire. She's not one to pass without notice.
The third promise? Mobby has been standing at his post with diligent eye watchings. He has seen no claimants pass this way.
Out of Tonavafta with brightly colored hair.
Mobby knows something of this one. He hears tongue flaps about a pillow peddler in many fires who was attacked by a crazy-haired bandit on the road.
Bandit, you say? Thank you. You've been most helpful. My sister's clearly not here. Though I wish it were otherwise, we must consider the possibility that the Tonavaftan messenger and the brigand described by the sentry are one and the same, and that Lamati is in very real danger. Come, let us hurry to Manyfires. I'd like a word with this peddler should they still be around. Waylad Peddler. Here, Yumi. This is the merchant who ran afoul of the bandit. Was there something I could help you with? I'm told you were the victim of a bandit attack. Could you recount exactly what happened? My goodness, I thought I recognized you. I'll tell you everything I remember, Second Promise. It was the scoundrel Käse. Käse, wo ist die Käse? Käse who ambushed me. You know the name of your attacker? There's no mistaking that hair. All my peddler friends have stories of that notorious bandit leader and his predations. Käse and his gang will stoop to any low for the sake of a few pel, and with no fresh quarry coming up the broken stairs, they've had to become more creative. Oh, so it wasn't Bakul Jocha? Interesting. Little wonder he went after Lamati. He likely thinks to ransom her for a royal sum. I expect he'll soon make his demands, but I don't intend to wait. He'll find this villain first and deliver his deserved payment in person. What say you to small deception? I will assume the role of a well-to-do merchant to lure Käse out of hiding. Then when he comes sniffing about, we catch the rat by the tail. Sounds good. An excellent plan. And I have just the right garments for your disguise. At a specially discounted price, of course. Go die in a ditch. A brush with bandits hasn't dampened your mercantile spirit, I see. Very well, I accept your generous deal. Hey, it fits his hair color. kinda. Now we lay the bait. I will precede you into many fires to make my presence known. You follow on behind, boasting to those along the way how you paid me a hefty purse in exchange for a rare gemstone or some such. If Valkyria is coin hungry as they say, then a recently enriched peddler should be an irresistible mark. We let him strike and then we spring our trap. What is our trap? Am I the trap? You need to be more specific. I don't know what I need to do after, you know, telling people that I just gave you a big sum. Time to play our parts. Follow Connor's lead and try not to fall behind. Follow me. Sure. Lead the way. I mean, how far behind do we need to be for this to make sense? Well, probably not that far because I'm already catching up. Catch up. Make sure not to fall behind. Right. There, that sprawl fellow. Show him how happy your imaginary deal with me has made you. Once you've put an appropriate display, we can continue to your next performance. Hey, you sprawl. Look how happy. Come on. Happy I am. I'm so happy. Look at how happy I am. A rare gemstone from that Hetzara merchant, you say? I envy the profit he must have made from such a sale. Since the stairs were destroyed, I have not been able to peddle goods at my usual haunts. So why would I go about and be like, haha, I just bought a gemstone for a huge sum of money? Idiots. Also, it's not suspicious at all that I always go back to him to talk to him, right? A good start, but I would make certain that Kesa is aware of me. Let's continue. Come on. That moblin over there looks amenable to conversation. The stage is yours, Yomi. Alright, let's see. So happy! Look at how happy I am.
The head Thoros sold you a sparkle stone for your collection. Well, that explains your giant joy smiles. Moby is happy for your happiness. Moby is also jealous of the merchant and all the jingly shine he must have made.
Why would you go around and announce this to everyone? Hey, look, I lost so much money. I mean, it would look, you know, it would make sense if I would try to sell them the gemstone, right? That should be enough, but perhaps one last act to drive it home. Sure, it's not already ridiculous enough. Donny chick. Cheery Pelu over there? Sure. Just leave them to me. Do you see that cheerful Pelu? Tell him the tale of your precious gemstone, and then we'll be done with this part of the charade. Well, I'm impressed by your ability to analyze, to dissect from behind here that that's actually a male. Look how happy I am. Super happy I am. Passing peddler had the very gemstone you sought for your collection. That is a stroke of luck. And I'll wager the merchant was just as pleased to fill his pockets with your grateful coin, eh? Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what it was. Well, I'm inspired to go and earn some pel of my own. Who knows, maybe opportunity will find me, even as it found you. Ah, my most valued customer. The profit from that single purchase of yours should see me through weeks of idle leisure. Traveling with such a fat purse and no sellswords is tempting fate. So I shall make Earthenshire my last stop, and then return forthwith to Tuliolol. Did you hear that? My last stop. Last chance. You know, if anybody would want to steal something from me. Come on. Did you see? The rat has come for a nibble. You played your part to perfection, Yomi. Thank you. One of many talents, just as Thancred and Urianger described. Now that let's lure Vakeza out and spring our trap. I can totally see this contest ending in Galul Charger yielding their throne to me. A brother's duty, still no ether current. Interesting. Kona wishes to execute the final stage of his plan. Let us execute the final stage of the plan. I will set out towards Earthenshire alone and unarmed. The better to sell the act of defenseless merchant. Assuming Vavkeza is watching, he will likely wait for some quiet stretch of the road before accosting me. I'll be relying on you to follow closely behind, remaining hidden until the time comes to spring the trap on our bandit king. Just remember, we need him alive. Oh man, I wanted to torture and kill him. Vavkeza will tell us what he's done with Lamati. So very unsuspicious. So very unsuspicious. Insuspicious? No idea. Who just walks through the water like that? Come on, everybody would jump over the... Pretty strong current, actually. Nobody sees me. It's not like I could just like go invisible and sneak around, right? But hey! Why would the game acknowledge me being a ninja? Off with his head. I hear business has been good to you, Master Merchant. How about you share some of the profits? By some, I mean every coin you have. Bye, second promise. See you at the end of the contest. You're the gemstone collector. Oh, I see what this is. We've been tricked. Spit in your eye, man. Kill these withdrawal. Wait, we need him. Do we? Actually, no. Slippery vermin. We'll have to interrogate his underlings instead. If you'd be so kind, Yomi, pray leave them capable of speech. No, I'll cut out their tongues. She's too strong. Weaklings. What did you do? You killed them all. Well, sorry. I was hoping to talk with your boss, but I suppose you three will have to do. Wait, that's the second promise. What do you want with us? Think I'm scared of a fancy title? I'll take your royal ears as a trophy, as soon as I get free of these ropes. Yeah, exactly. I know your gang is behind my sister's abduction. Well, tell me where she is. Eat Paka, shit, Salt Lover. You'll get no answers from us. That's right, we don't serve you. Do not play games with me. Where is Vuklamat? Sorry for testing you well. Resolve. Wait, what? Is he a case of multiple personalities? multiple personality disorder. I am fast losing patience. Talk now or die. Choice is yours. We were hired to nab the third promise, that's all. We don't know where they took her. Hired? By whom? We weren't told that either. Only Vavkeza knows. He's the one who took the job. Well, it seems we needed a leader after all. Once I've arranged for the Landsguard to take custody of these criminals, I call on Thancred on his tracking skills. But perhaps you could pursue Vavkeza in the meantime. Bandit was running in an easterly direction. Should you locate him, I suggest you shadow him rather than force a confrontation. He might lead us to where Lamarty is being held. Okay. I just nod. I nod and do how I told. I call him Simon. Because he's just as fat as my cat. No, he's actually been on a diet recently, so he's lost actually quite some weight. It's like he went from 10.4 kilograms to 9 kilograms actually. And he's still making steady progress. Should your quarry begin displaying the effect shown in the picture, you will be discovered when he turns around. To avoid detection at these times, make use of cover such as rocks and trees. Okay, interesting. The objective will also end in failure if you follow too closely. Keep your quarry in sight, but avoid stepping under the detection. Wow, they added 2 new telegraphs to indicate if you are being detected or not. Wow. I guess that must have been too hard for people. Interesting. Can't believe I didn't see it. I knew that woman looked familiar. This job's more trouble than it's worth. Hello? Where's that damn Hoopy go? Yeah, what's going on? Hello? Oh. Okay. Okay, duty complete. Oh no, he was one of Bakul Jaja's. Okay. Well, but Bakul Jaja was probably tasked by Zerilja. Finally, my money, give it to me now. The Landsguard may be hunting us already. Calm yourself. We had our own troubles finding a suitable hideaway. Right. We're finished. Take your prize and leave me out of the rest. Such hostility. You were hurting for coin, and I offered you gainful employment out of the kindness of my heart. Kindness? You brought a blackened tempest upon us. One look and I could tell that woman was a killer, a butcher, a salted devil in the flesh. Oh, by the way, I'm right behind you. Oh, spare me your fearful bleating. Go on, scamper away now before the scary mercenary comes to claim your head. Koana told me the news. You found the abducted then? What's the situation? They're just handing over the money. You think the bandits were hired by this Hubiko? Yep. Alright, new strategy. Forget Vavkeza and stay on the Mamuja's tail. We don't want to endanger the third promise, so keep your distance until we're certain they have her. I catch up to you as soon as I'm able. Understood. Please. Ah, duty complete. Aku Jaja, where are you? Whose boat is that? Not ours, is it? Bye. Have a nice time, and thanks for all the fish. I guess they wanted so that we can't follow them on the river or something.
Better late than never.
Hey, Thancred.
That Marmulja. He's the one who kidnapped Wuk-Lamart.
No, he's the one who paid the guy who kidnapped Wuk-Lamart.
So we're still unsure. If we can follow him a bit longer, confirm his connection to the abductors.
There they are.
That will complicate matters.
What's with Thancred's voice? It's so rough. I love it. Shoot the mast.
Confound it!
If I set out now, I can trail them along the riverbank.
Do it!
Even if it costs you the contest.
What worth is the throne if I lose my sister to win it?
Very well then. I'll send word when I locate her. Till then, I suggest you save your strength. A rescue attempt could turn ugly.
It's as if his voice actor has gone through puberty, you know? I don't know, but I love it.
That Hubigo just now. I swear I've seen him with Bakul Jaja.
Yeah, me too.
The way that monster works, he probably hired bandits to kidnap her so he could steal her keystones.
Would make sense.
But even alone, my sister is more than a match for a gang of untrained ruffians. She must have been ambushed or deceived. Gah! I should have been there! If those bastards have hurt her!
Okay, I didn't know he was that impulsive. Wow. Cool down. He always struck me like the cool collected type, but now we find out he's actually absolutely not. I thought you were the cool-headed one.
And what exactly is that supposed to... Forgive me. Snapping at you won't get my sister back. I'm afraid I've always been like this when it comes to Lamachi. The thought of her being in danger sends me into a panic.
Oh, great. One of those.
Isn't that how families should be?
Yeah, kind of. Maybe not to that extent, but I mean...
These days, Turali Mikote live however they please. But the clan into which I was born kept to the nomadic traditions of our ancestors. They herded their Ronek across the plains, always moving with the seasons. During one such migration, my birth parents left me behind.
Why are we talking about that right now? Shouldn't we, like, trail them?
All alone. Without a single word of explanation. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliyolal's market. And that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering.
Dramatic, but okay.
As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her.
Okay, so let's go off track. Come on. Why did we just send Thancred and don't... I don't get it.
So, as you might now understand, I will stop at nothing to rescue her. While we
Then
wait
let's
for
go.
Thancred, I suggest we prepare ourselves to travel downriver. You have a boat, yes?
Not really, they just, you know, like, released the Kraken. The... U2P? I think it was called.
Why release the Punity if not to delay pursuit?
Almost. Punuti.
We were unsure of their guilt before, then this surely proves it. Before we act, however, let us regroup with your comrades. Would you mind making the call?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'll just get my phone ready. Wait a second. With my invisible link pearl, because where the heck is it?
Understood. We'll meet you at many fires.
Maybe behind the horn. You know, it's so small you cannot see it. It's lodged in a... sockets in my horn. Custom-made link pearl socket. I may have to put rescuing Lamati ahead of my own progress, but do not take that to mean I give up on the contest. You understand how important she is to me, yet regardless of how close we were, I would have made the same choice. After all, if I am incapable of saving my sister while also winning the throne, then I am not fit to inherit our father's heavy mantle. Still no ether current. Kona wishes to gather your companions for the upcoming rescue mission. We need to gather our forces. Firstly, allow me to brief everyone on our present situation. Blah 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 blah. Thus, at the very least, we believe this Hubigo knows where Lamatia has been taken. Thancred is shadowing the boat even as we speak, and I should like to join him with all haste. Unfortunately, our quarry had the foresight to release your Punity from its harness, leaving us without a means to give pursuit. Aranville, as an expert on wildlife, what are our chances to recapturing the beast? 0. With the right mix of feed, it can be done. I should like an extra hand to help scatter it about, however. Would you accompany him, Yomi? Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of us should work on getting the harness repaired. It appears to have been damaged when the Punity was let loose. With all the peddlers here in camp, we should have little trouble purchasing replacement materials. As for any necessary metalwork, Earthenshire's artisans are but a short walk away. Then let us divide the task and have at it. But we just need to, you know, like, attach a new rope, because just cut the rope. He didn't do anything else, right? I think maybe the harness is lost. We could just die for that, right? I can breathe underwater. Can't like Alice say no. We're not the only ones who can breathe underwater, right? Who was with us back then? I don't remember. Oh, whatever. There was an unusually aggressive herd of wild punities downriver, so our girl will have fled in the opposite direction. Come, we try the waters upriver. Maybe it was Yugiri? No, Yugiri wasn't with us, right? And we got the blessing from the turtle man. Assuming our Punity has come this way, she'll be hiding in the depths of Marsh Ligaka. We'll need to lure her back to the shallows with the promise of food. Wild Punities eat mainly aquatic grasses and plants, but the tame ones are often fed vegetable scraps. Knowing this, I added leftovers to the feed I've prepared. This should help the mixture stand out against the marsh's natural scents. Ligaka is crawling with predators, however, so I'll leave it to you to scatter feet deeper in. I'll be waiting for you near the shallows with the rest of our Punity's enticing feast. Alright. Actually, I think it's faster to swim because we can dive, and underwater, I think we have the flying mount speed, not the not the running mount speed, right? Oh, hoop. At least feels a lot faster. Look at the fat chocobo go. Punity feed. You scatter Arenville's punity feed along the water's edge. You scatter Arenville's punity feed along the water's edge. All set. I've just finished laying out the last of the bait. Step back out of sight and leave the rest to me. Sure, I can do that. Here she is. Good girl. Shh. There's nothing to be afraid of. We just need your help one last time. You're hungry, I wager. Come on, come with me. Plot twist, she just eats him now. Yes, that's a good girl. We'll be fine here, I think. I'll give her a few more treats, then lead her over to the boat. You can let Kona know we have our punity back. We have our punity. We have our punity back. We have our punity. We have our punity back. Arenville has the punity in hand then. Good. I expected nothing less from a certified cleaner. As for the harness, we were able to purchase all the parts we need. The Leveyer twins are over in Earthenshire right now, having the Potsawn make the repairs. I'm told it shouldn't take long, but I'll be ready to embark on a rescue mission as soon as we hear from Thancred. Finally, eat the current. Kona is nervously awaiting the call from Thancred. Thancred must know something by now. You found her? Understood, thank you. I had but to invoke his name. Thancred followed the Hubigo's boat to its destination and confirmed that they are indeed holding my sister captive. They, of course, being Bakul Jaja and his minions. I swear I will make them regret this. Lamati is in Richleaf Tunnels. The moment the harness is repaired, we strap in the punity, and make our way back down Ihui Katumu, I think it is, right? Alright, we've been here before.
Thancred.
This is Thancred, indeed.
But we best not dally.
The foliage is beautiful. They were just standing there for the last hour or so, you know, like waiting for us to catch them in exactly these poses and this formation.
On these pathetic feats. Far more satisfying to claim their baubles by force.
Give it back! Forzanten poured his everything into that stone. You've no right to touch it.
Oh, was that the name of your artisan? How could you allow something so precious to be stolen?
Yeah.
You thieving cheat! You're no true claimant!
What does that make the foolish kitty who fell into my trap? If pitiful roars were all it took to claim the throne, you'd be first in line.
Now, brother. You shouldn't tease her. Look, the poor thing's on the verge of tears.
Aw.
Meow.
Meow.
Save me. Who did that?
His scales are as thick as his skulls.
Hello, it's us.
You dare ambush me?
Would have been fun if you would just, you know, like, killed him like that.
'Tis the blessed sibling's favorite tactic.
That useless Buddha was sycophant. He was supposed to keep the lackeys running in circles.
He just doesn't care.
Tell me all about that.
Oh, do we finally get to slice him up a little?
You wouldn't want to hate our hostage.
Oh, what's with that badass walk? Don't you touch me.
That one's not to be underestimated.
I'll take the big one.
They can do nothing while we have.
Hi. Hello there. Dang, I was just a distraction. Boo. Come on, it's soft grass. She wouldn't have hurt herself.
Impeccable timing.
Don't worry. They're just step siblings.
Amachi, are you all right?
Aye, thanks to you.
These weaklings think they can defy us? We'll slaughter the lot of them.
Okay. Try.
Patience, brother. The keystone is ours. There is no need to fight this day. And Zoralja has left us hurting.
Give back El Keystone. Hello?
No! I won't stop until I gut these maggots and feed them their entrails.
Interesting. It seems the hot-headed head is in charge of most of the body, right? And can overrule the other head. I'm still intrigued as how this works.
We fail our siblings for nothing. Is that what you want?
Your siblings?
No, brother. Break off! We retreat!
Oh, come on. I was looking forward for a little hassle.
Damn you, Bakul Jaja!
Do we give chase?
We head back. Amachi is safe. And that is what matters.
Wait, why do we not? We need to give chase. They have her gemstone. Hello, they need the gemstone. She needs the gemstone for the contest. What the heck? Why do we listen to him? Hello? I mean, I know that the contest isn't really a contest, but I mean, hello. Come on, they don't know. At least not Buklamat. And Kona probably not as well. I don't know about Thancred and Urianger. I'm glad to see you unharmed, Lamati. Thanks again for coming to my rescue, Kona. I was so stuck, step bro. Thank you for helping me. And all of you too. Hey, the dawn is... the sun is rising. What a moment. A cool Jaja must be desperate indeed to resort to such aggressive tactics. No, it's just how he thinks. It's just his normal tactics. It's just his default. I shouldn't have been so careless. I only underestimated him and it cost me a keystone. Fonchantin appended his life so that I could accomplish his life? Oh, I didn't realize there was a pact for life. Oops. So that I could accomplish the Moblin's feat. He believed in me, believed in my cause, and I have let him down. Ooh, that's some nice lighting there. So we take back what was stolen. Yes, we'll do exactly that. I mean, we can't just, like, get the rest of the gemstone and the next time we cross him, we just kill him. I don't even care. The next time I meet that brute, I'll knock him straight on his scaly behind and take back my keystone. Speaking of vengeance, didn't Bakul Jaja curse some useless Bunawa sycophant when he caught sight of us? Yeah, I have no idea who the Bunawa is, nor what a sycophant is. What's a sycophant? A person who acts obsequiously towards someone important in order to gain advantage. Okay, what's obsequiously? So I guess he's talking about Zarilja. A reference to Zarilja, I would assume. He is devoted to her brother and is the only Buneva I know of participating in the rite of succession. Right, I think the Buneva are the blue Mamulcha, right? Well, not the blue, but I think... Well, most of them are blue, but Zarilja, funny enough, isn't really blue, right? But you know the ones with the weirdly looking face? The one with the... looks like a... boat? I don't know how to describe. Well, you know who I'm talking about. If Zarilja was somehow involved in this, probably not. I think it was Zarilja. But hey, basically the same, right? I will never forgive him for putting... Dang, I didn't realize it was a... Yes, this is the complex. Unfortunately, I recently watched Spy X Family. And I think... What's his name? Brother of the woman, brother of the wife, is such an annoying, stupid character. With his stupid sisterly obsession. I'm just like, oh no, not one of those. Bakul Jaja should face punishment, of course, but so must the bandits who had the temerity to abduct Lamati. I shall request that Father send a contingent of Landsguard to enforce the law in this region. I agree that measure needs to be taken to keep travelers safe. But I wonder what pushed these peoples towards a life of banditry in the first place. If we dig deeper, we might find a way to improve things for everyone. That's the moment he knew that she was more fit to be a Dawn servant than he was. Here's something to think about. For now, however, the ride continues. I thank you all for your help. Traitors! Get out of my sight! We should be moving on as well. Are you feeling fit to travel, Buklamat? You bet I am. Zarilja's gained a good head start, and it's time we clawed back some lost ground. I really am sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard down around suspicious strangers. And again, I do appreciate you all coming to save me. Though they share a single body, it's obvious Bakul Jaja has two minds when you see one head calming the other head down. His personalities are as distinct as two individuals could be. We'll need to take that keystone back from Bakul Jaja before we arrive at the City of Gold. We'll not relinquish it without a fight though. Don't worry, I'm ready. The Wooklamat I once knew would have been inconsolable at the loss of a keystone. This journey and your companionship is doing her a world of good. Kona is the picture of composure and rationality, except when it comes to matters concerning Wooklamat's safety. Far be it from me to fault a brother for being protective, but still... Yeah, exactly. I really am sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard... Oh, yeah, that's what she said before. We can fly like a bird! Free bird! History's Keepers. Wooklamat has a sight set on the Yokhui village. The road beckons, friends. Let's be on our way to the Yokhui. Then it's back to where the path through the mountains begins. You remember the spot where you were tricked into walking off with Vapkeza? Just going to rub my face in it like that, eh? I wonder if he's raising my hackers on purpose though. You know, trying to keep my anger directed at him instead of myself. Either way, we can't be standing around here all day. We have a lot of lost time to make up for. Let's go! Let's fly! I'm getting abducted, help me! So the mountain will probably be a dungeon then, right? The level 93 dungeon? Yeah, because I don't think it's gonna be an actual playable area, right? Well, open area. Overworld area. Those bandits must have been watching us from the moment we stepped off the riverboat. I knew I felt eyes upon us. Don't worry, they weren't looking when you took a bath in the river. Zoralja will not have been wasting time while we were busy tussling with Bakul Jaja. Erenville said this path will take us all the way to the Urkopacha Highlands, didn't he? I couldn't leave without letting Reddy Rock know what happened, so I stopped in Earthenshire to say a few words before moving on. And now Erenville's nowhere to be seen. Yeah, actually, where is he? Couldn't he wait a few more moments? So much for giving him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, let's catch up. I want to give that smug cleaner a piece of my mind. I worried Wooklamat would agonize over the loss of a keystone, but it seems I had nothing to be concerned about. Onwards and upwards then. Yeah, the point is, we still all had the same goal, right? We still need to be at the City of Gold. First of all, we need to find it, and then if we don't have all the keystones, we can just wait there for Bakul Jaja to arrive, right? I mean, if he's already been there and opened the door, or, you know, like, did whatever. Whoa! Okay. Oh, that's just... I think it's the first time that I manually crossed the border, right? I mean, if we find the City of Gold before him, we can just wait there for him and take his keys, strip his keystone from him, and right. And he might just go for the gate and be like, haha, I unlocked the gate, right? Haha. But I know that that isn't what the contest is about, anyways, right? And if he would be there opening the gate before we even find the City of Gold, then we lost the contest, anyways, right? So it doesn't actually change anything. Now that I think about it, the only thing it changes is that we need to fight Bakul Jaja at some point to get the gemstone back. But on the other hand, we probably had to fight him at some point anyways, because this contest is kind of, you know, like provoking a fight between the combatants, so the claimants, whatever you want to call them. So actually nothing changed by him stealing our gemstone. Seems those buildings up ahead are the village we're headed for. The Yokhui have a deep connection to the legend of the Golden City. This visit will allow us to ask them about it directly. I've never climbed so high before. I'll tell Erenville off. Once I catch my breath. Why is she the least endurable one? Are you kidding me? Even Kryl isn't out of breath. We have to be quite high up by now, which makes me wonder how much higher the summit of Warcrow Zorma must be. As I'm sure you've noticed, the air grows thin at this elevation. Take it slow until your body adjusts. Deep breaths. Drink plenty of water. Isn't doing deep breaths when you're not accustomed to the thin air a bad thing to do? I think. But I might be wrong. A few more steps and we'll be in Warlord's Echo. I know the path led here, but I've never set foot in this village myself. Everything here is giant-sized, but the structure in the back is on a different scale altogether. Temple of some kind, mayhap? Looks gorgeous. Chilly air, stout stone chilly air, stout stone construction. If I squint a bit, I might think I was in Ishgard for a moment. Thank the gods, they have an aetherite. I don't fancy the idea of trudging up the mountain trail a second time. The mountain trail? The Dawntrail? No. I do wonder how they bring us back to that title at some point. Whew, I think I'm getting used to the air up here. This is the place from the Lay of Proof where Papa met with the Yokui. Ugh. Okay. Sorry. They look differently. They look different than I expected. And that must be them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one outside of a picture. They don't react to our presence at all. So it is for most to Raleigh. The giants rarely visit the lowlands. Here in their mountain fastness, they tend to the solemn duty they pledged to undertake in their pact with the Dawn Servant. To watch over the Tural Vidral Valigarmanda and maintain its prison with their temple. Ah yes, Wuklama told us about the Tural Vidral, creatures that live for far longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. Indeed, yet even among those anomalies, Valigarmanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it emerges from its lair. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. As you learn in the Lay of Ice, it was Gulul Jaja who at last managed to imprison the beast, and it has lain dormant in the temple ever since. It's said the building still bears a gaping hole in its ceiling from when the Valigamanda was lured inside by Gulul Jaja's final ploy. I like... It's kind of funny how the whole of the temple just switched to, you know, like Wuklamat's head, like kind of symbolizing, you know, like there's also a hole in her head. I'd like to see the strongest of all Tural Vidral. I wonder what it was like to fight it. Warlord's Echo was where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. Does this not suggest we'll be facing 2 feats this time? That's a question we can ask the Elector once we find him. Or maybe we should flush out Bakul Chacha first so I can beat my keystone out of him. I don't think that's an actual choice, but... I'd be down for both, actually. Yeah, I think finding the Dawn Servant's Electors should be our priority, basically, because as long as we reach the City of Gold before Bakul Chacha will, we will have a chance to fight him. Identifying the Dawn Servant's Elector should be our priority. I suppose we do still have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay a visit to Karyozar the Gracious, or so their temple is called. The moblins told me that High Luminary Gulfulor is to be found there. If we are to ask someone for information, then he seems a wise choice. Alright, and unfortunately, this is where I gotta leave you with this episode of Gilganos playing Dawntrail. Thank you so much for watching. I assume that next time, since I think... Are we already on level 83? I think we are, right? Yes, so I'm pretty confident that next time we will be fighting Valigarmanda, maybe next time, and maybe even do a dungeon, right? Because we should have both of them at level 83. So next episode should be good, I guess. Not that the previous ones weren't good, I hope they were good. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I have to say, with this episode, I think Kona is a little less of an interesting character because, yeah, of what I just said before about Spy and X-Family. I know, his motivation and intention seem to be pretty clear. While, of course, Soralja is a much interesting one. So far, we still haven't really gotten to know his motivation for the war. Well, actually, we do, but it's kind of... I don't know if that's really all that is to him. Sarilja is an interesting one, right? I wonder what he's gonna be up to. Bakul Jaja... seems to be a wild card so far. He's just gonna seeming like he's going with the flow. Then again, of course, the wise head was talking about his siblings, right? Which of course might just refer to, you know, like the whole Mamuja as a race, but maybe it is, you know, like very specific siblings he's talking about. Maybe some of them know more than they actually let us know, right? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, gonna be fun. And then of course at some point, you know, the story needs to switch, right? Because they did say it was like a twofold story, and I guess as soon as we go to Shaktural, it's gonna hit the fan. Or probably before that. As I said, at this point, I'm actually expecting Galul Jaja to die. Because that would be kind of the, you know, like, driving force that is like, okay, summer vacation's over. Right? Not that I want him to die. He's a nice guy. But I don't know, you know, with him not wanting to yield, I mean, he's not gonna yield to Bakul Jaja, no chance. And he's also not gonna yield to Zoralja, I don't think. Because he's hoping that, of course, Zoralja, through this journey, will open up towards his peoples and actually listen to more of his peoples and not just, you know, like go through with his own thick-minded head, right? And listen also to people who actually point out his flaws to him, etc. Which so far, of course, Sarilja seems to absolutely not be doing. And I think that as long as he does not do this character development, Galul Jaja will not be yielding his throne to Zoralja. And I think, actually, Zoralja might win the contest. And then Galulja will be like, yes, but I don't think that you didn't actually impress me. I don't think you have what it takes to rule, but I think that Vuklamat really made a show of how a worthy Dawn servant should be thinking. And then he might even name Vuklamat as a successor, right? And then maybe Zoralja is gonna flip and kill Galulja. I'm not sure if he can do it alone. He probably can. I actually assume he can. Because now, at this point, I don't think he needs to team up with Bakul Jaja to do that, because it looks as if Bakul Jaja is actually a lot weaker than Zoralja. And then obviously he could be like, I won the contest, Dad is dead, so I'm the new leader. But why would that take us to Shaktural? I mean, I still assume the Golden City is in Shaktural, so actually that doesn't really work out, right? Maybe the Golden City isn't actually Solution 9's, but something different, right? Well, we'll find out next time, and the times after that. So thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to always GG, and I see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.